Hey everybody, welcome to Life at Sunny Lea. And it's another week. And it's been an interesting one. A lot of good stuff, some not so good stuff. On Sunday we went to church and then went out to eat and came home. And I did some research on well water. And I was so tired I fell asleep. And I slept until it was almost dark. And I had just enough time to go out and feed the animals before a regular Sunday night video chat call with the family, with the boys. And I almost forgot to give Dusty her medicine. She was supposed to have gotten it at 4 and she got it at 11. So the last 4 doses she got at 11 o'clock. And so I basically took Sunday off. Monday I started working with Dusty outside. She had her 3rd shot and it had been almost 3 weeks since the last shot. So it was time to start working outside on the concrete for her loose leash walking. Adding a little distractions to see if she still remembered what she was supposed to be doing. She didn't. Took a while to get her back to where we were on the inside, but we're getting there. She knows her set, she knows her stand, and she knows her down, and she's learning. She has most of the hand signals for those down, but she's still practicing on those. She needs to learn to stay, and she needs to learn to wait, especially at doors. She does know how to go up the stairs. We've been working on going down the stairs. And you would think a dog would be able to go down the stairs easily, but nope, they're a little bit hesitant about going down because of the, when they look ahead, they see a big gap. They don't, until they look down, they don't see that there's steps there. So you have to teach them to go down the stairs. You just can't just leave them go. They have to learn to go one step at a time. Otherwise, they take a flying leap and they jump. At least she does. We're also working on circle, to have her circle around me. We're working on fetch. She's got that down really well. Working on leave it and drop it. These are things that we're working on. And we're still working on the biting, nipping. But we spent a lot of time with her this week. There's a rule that says a 5-minute walk for every month that they're born. So she's walked about 20 minutes a day, at least twice a day, hopefully. I know we get the morning walk in, sometimes the afternoon or the evening walk, not the afternoon because the sun is too hot on the pavement for them. But the evening walk depends upon whether there's a bunch of mosquitoes out or not. If there's a bunch of mosquitoes out, we skip the evening walk. I have been keeping her on the concrete because I was told concrete and gravel was best until she had her final shot. Been keeping her on concrete because she likes to eat rocks. I don't know how many rocks I've taken out of that dog's mouth. I think, from what I've read, that's a typical German Shepherd problem. They like to eat rocks or pick them up and carry them around. But I'll hear her crunching them, and I'm not too happy about that. So I make her stop and I make her take it out of her mouth. Tell her to drop it. She doesn't, so I have to get it out of her mouth. And then, what else did we do on Monday? We went to the church and helped make pepperoni rolls. Our church has a fundraiser at our local Oktoberfest where they sell pepperoni rolls. And so we went Monday night and helped make those. About 2 hours. We got over 100 of them made, I think. That was just Bill and I. I don't know how many everybody else got made. And then Tuesday I made a shopping list for this week and this coming week. and we went out and got those groceries for those. And so we have groceries. Our one boy is supposed to come home on Wednesday and visit. I don't know if he's going to stay anytime or not, but he's coming Wednesday. And then the middle son is coming back home at the end of next month, this coming week. So I'll have to fix some stuff up for that. I did get some rather bad news that day. My best friend, I haven't been in contact with her as much as I should. We were almost inseparable at one time. She called and she's got cancer, and it's not good. It's just not good. So the way I handle stress is I have to work. So after that, I went out into the greenhouse and I pulled so many plants, weeds, things I was just tired of. I just pulled them. Things that looked like they were dying, I just pulled them. I had to do something. Either that or cry my eyes out. So I worked in the greenhouse and got 2 beds ready in one greenhouse, or another bed ready in another greenhouse. I got half the tomatoes in the one greenhouse restaked, and cut a lot of cucumber vines down that were in the way, and just made a lot of decisions about the greenhouse this coming year. With the low greenhouse, I've had problems in it for the last 2 years since I moved that small greenhouse over to the side. And I told my husband, I said, this winter or next spring, the cover is coming off of that greenhouse. I'm not going to replace it. I may throw a tarp over the top and use it as a shade area just to set when I'm completely wore out. I may take it up completely. The only thing I have in that greenhouse that I used it for was I used it for the herbs, and they don't need to be sheltered. And I used it for my potting table. I didn't even use the potting table the last 2 years. I used it for shelves to hold different pots and stuff, which I can always put into the shelves in the high greenhouse. So I've come to the conclusion I really don't need a third greenhouse, not that little small one that you can't really do much in. And the herbs overflowed it. So I wasn't able to get in and really cut them back the way I wanted. So I think I'm going to take that one out this next year and just go work with the 2 greenhouses. And I also told him I think I'm going to move the melon patch over to where we took those trellises out, and going to try it there. The melon patch has been in that spot for, gosh, good 5 years. And the last 2 years, the one end has not done good. I don't know if it's got squash bugs in it that are nesting in the ground or what. But I told him we're going to lay out black plastic on this new area, and I'm going to move the melon patch. Whether I move the whole thing or just half of it, I'm not for sure. But I do know I'm going to move it and try a different spot, see if that works better. The watermelons were the only things that turned out really well. And also, if I move it, it'll allow me to have a little bit more room for the tomato trellis, so I can get in there and keep the weeds down. And that goes on both ends. That goes also for the little greenhouse too. I'll open that area up so we can just mow between that easily too. So that is my thinking on the gardening. I also got some good news on that day. Another friend of mine who has cancer, a friend of ours who has cancer, said that the doctor told him that his report came back that they found no cancer cells, but they did find some damage from the radiation, so that he has to have surgery coming up to remove that damaged tissue. So our prayers are in for both of them, and for another friend who we went up on Saturday and visited. She also has cancer and not doing that great. So prayers for those 3 and anyone else who has health problems. But like I said, it was kind of up and down on the news this week. That was on Tuesday and Saturday. On Wednesday, Bill and Chris had to go to Indy, and so I stayed home and did the laundry most of the day. Got all the laundry done and worked out on my rowing machine and the treadmill. Of course, I've been working out by walking Dusty. And also, I cleaned the arrow garden up and started it again. So, by the time the other garden is done, the arrow garden will be ready to start eating off of. I worked in the greenhouses again on Thursday, cleaning up some more on them. And on Friday, I spent the whole day with Dusty. I spent the whole day with Dusty. She had a vet appointment at 3:30, and I wanted her to be calm and most of her energy, her excess energy out, so that she wouldn't be running around like a little crazy mutt. And so we walked in the morning, and we did about a half-hour walk, and then we played with the flirt pole for a while, got that energy out, and then I had to wait for a pee sample because she had that UTI and she had just gotten off medicine the day before, and he wanted to recheck her urine to make sure she does not have any more infection. So I had to wait for a pee sample, and she must have known I was waiting because she just kept it, And I think she had an appointment at 3:30, and I think we got the sample maybe at 2:30. She finally went to her potty, and she'd gone earlier, but I missed it. I was pushing her crate back because she had pulled it out. And she does that to me. She does something and she knows I have to fix, and then she'll run over and use the bathroom. I think she sees that little paper cup that I catch it in, and she knows what's going on. She goes, she's going to stick something underneath of me, and I don't like that. Anyway, I got the sample, and we're still waiting to see what the results are. But we did take her in to the vet. She weighed 34 pounds. He said her form was good, her weight was good, she looked good. He listened to her and examined her, and he said everything was fine. So she got her final puppy shot, and she got her rabies shot. So unless something terribly wrong happens, she is good for the year and probably will not be going back to see him unless we decide to get her spaded at earlier than... I just haven't decided yet. He suggests 5 to 6 months to get her spaded. Everything I read says a year to 2, and he thinks that she would be a good candidate to be a mama. So I did not get breeding rights when I bought her, but that doesn't mean I can't breed her and just sell the pups as regular purebred pups at a cheaper price. But I haven't decided yet. I don't really think I want to go into puppies. So, but I don't know if I want what age I want to get her spaded, because we got shoes spaded early, and she came down with all those problems with her joints and stuff. And some of the studies show that if you wait longer until they're more developed, that they'll have less problems with their joints. So I'm not for sure what I want to do. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. And we did not have to do a fecal sample because she had passed her worm test earlier, and there was no problem with that. So we got her back in the car, and we took the Jeep, so I had to pick her up and put her in the car. She was a little afraid of the Jeep. She's not too bad with the other car, but the Jeep is higher up, and she's got that slight fear of heights. Yeah, that's how come we're having trouble going down the stairs. So I had to pick her up and put her in, and had to pick her up and take her out. She did get sick on the way home again. Hopefully she will outgrow this so we can take her to places with us. But until then, I don't know. And so Saturday, after working in the greenhouse. Okay, I've been working out in the greenhouse this week a lot, and I cleared off this bed. And on Saturday, I decided to go ahead and plant some lettuce out here after all. I planned, in this part of the bed, I planted 2 rows of Paris Island lettuce and 3 rows of black-seeded Simpson here. And then I planted 1 whole row of spinach and another whole row of radishes. And over in that bed over there, I planted the complete bed in carrots. We went to visit our friend. It's Bill's best friend. I've known him. Bill's known him since, oh gosh, grade school almost, college. I know high school, and I've known him ever since I met Bill. So I've known him for over 50 years, and I love him to death. I mean, both of them. They're just so sweet. And she's the one that's got he's just had heart problems, and now she's got cancer. So they've had their problems. So we went and spent a little bit of time with them and talked with them. So keep those 3 in your prayers, if you would, for me. And I will continue to pray for them. We did stop at Petco on the way home, and I picked up some little fish for my aquarium. I got 4 neons and 2 guppies, a male, which was just the orange one, and the female, which is the bluish one. So they look so small in this tank, but they will grow. And pray for our country, and God bless. And remember, dream big and follow that dream. You got one life to live. Make it mean something.